Hello everyone, my name is Christian Eschbach, and welcome to another one of my album reviews. If you are one of my regular viewers, you already know I am going to see Metallica on their tour this year. Yes, November. We are in 2023 now. So in November of this year, man, this is going to be a long wait. I'm going to see Metallica live. They're 2-night concerts, 2 different set lists. Oh, I cannot wait. And to celebrate, I'm going to make sure that I cover every single Metallica album from the beginning to now. The new album will be out soon. Oh, 72 seasons. I'm excited. A lot of people talking smack on the new songs. They can on my chode, man. Seriously. They're being ridiculous. So what I'm saying is we got to talk. Kill them all, because I have not done the beginning yet. I have not done the beginning. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to cover the first 3 for you in a row. That is right. We are doing 3 Metallica in a row. We are talking Kill 'Em All. I love Kill 'Em All. Kill 'Em All is some good stuff. Okay. So I have had both versions of Kill 'Em All. Actually, there's 3 different versions. I've had 2 of them. When I bought Kill 'Em All had 2 bonus tracks to it. It actually had Blitzkrieg and Am I Evil as bonus tracks on it. Those have since been removed because you can get them on the Garage Inc. album. Those were not originally part of this either. They were originally singles, and I believe they were off of, I want to say Creeping Death, but it might have been Jump in the Fire and Creeping Death. That's what the things for to correct me on these things. So we're just gonna, and then there was a regular version back in the day as well that had just, the 10 songs, and this is the remaster. Now, out of the 3 albums I'm gonna do, the first 3 albums, this is the only one that's gonna be a remaster, and the reason why is every time I go in to buy remasters for the first or for earlier Metallica albums, I find myself buying a bunch of other stuff instead. And I've had them forever. I don't mind replacing them. The problem is I need someone for them to go to, and they got to go to the right person. I could go sell them, but because of the remasters, they're not worth so much anymore. Anyways, maybe in a garage sale, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, okay. Kill 'Em All. Hit the Lights. Opens this album up. Now, I recently kind of bagged on Halloween for doing a very similar opening where, just kind of the drums and the before it kicks into the actual song. And I'm going to say Halloween stole it from this album since this album did it first. And it's honestly, I like it better on here. I don't like it as an intro. I really don't. I get it, but I don't like it. It's the type of thing that when you're starting band, you do when you hit the stage, especially as a drummer, because it warms up the cymbals, especially depending on the type of song you're going into. It warms up the cymbals, so the cymbals get a good, vibe to them, and you're not hitting them cold right off the bat. There is actually a logistics kind of behind it. It's a drummer thing. It's a drummer thing. I like Hit the Lights. It's a good way to start the album. It gets going right. Is it a song that I still want to hear all these years later? I mean, if they open a concert with it, sure. Because this is the type of song that you're supposed to open up a gig with, and to me, that's kind of how that went. This was a gig opener, became the album opener, so be it. From there, we go into the Four Horsemen. I've actually already talked about this song in a roundabout way. I covered Megadeth's The Mechanics, which was the original rendition of this. I also talked about Metallica the Mechanics, because I covered their weird. I've covered a weird assortment of Metallica stuff so far. It's actually kind of really odd how much I've avoided the core, what people call the core stuff of Metallica, which is why I'm correcting it with these reviews. The Four Horsemen is honestly one of my all-time favorite songs. I do look forward to seeing it live. All-time favorite Metallica songs, I should specify. I look forward to seeing it live. And one of the reasons I look forward to seeing it live is I like when they play it live. They especially when you watch the live Shit Binge and Purge box set, and you get to watch Lars just running across from one drum set to the other. You know, as hokey as it sounds, I want to see that. I really do want to see that live this time around. Um, and then other than that, man, it just got a great riff. That it just I just love that kind of gallop to it and just get you going, man. Love. From there, we're in a Motor Breath. The intro on the drums is yeah. It's not bad. Motor Breath is one of those songs that I enjoy screaming it live. I don't mind when the album's playing, but it's not a song that I'm overly into. Jump in the Fire. Oh, I love this song. I have wanted to cover this song forever. It's really kind of funny. I own an electric drum set as well as having a regular acoustic kit. And, you know, the electric drum set comes with some major limitations. And those major limitations specifically being that it's too small. Way too small. But when it comes to doing Jump in the Fire, I weirdly do it better on the electric drum set than I do on the acoustic drum set. I can make it sound like almost spot on the electric kit. That drum, it just adds, that rhythm, man. It just, and you got to get the hi-hat set just right. And for some reason, the electric hi-hat, I can do it perfect. Regular hi-hat, I always botch it. I got to figure out the trick to that one to get it just so. I don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. I also haven't done it forever, so I got to go back to that as well. But I mean that is, Mustaine. To me, Mustaine wrote some of the more choice tracks on this album. You know, the Four Horsemen, Jump in the Fire. Like, to me, it's a crying shame that they do not play Jump in the Fire live more often than they do. I understand why, but it really kind of ouch. And honestly, part of it is the drums. I love the drums on it, but that whole chorus, the jump in the fire, you know, like it just, I love it. Then you get into Anesthesia, Pulling Teeth, the bass solo, to judge all bassists by yeah. Oh, man. Oh, Cliffy. What could have been. We will always all wonder what could have been, and that is one of those things that unfortunately happens in rock and roll. It's like Randy Rhoads, what could have been, you know. Oh. And if you're one of my regular viewers, you'll notice I do that a lot when, you know, it comes to certain people, especially. And I truly hope that there is a rock and roll heaven. And I hope that, you know, in rock and roll heaven, I have the opportunity to jam with Cliffy out in the desert at night, a fire roaring, just taking it to task on the drums while Cliffy rides on that bass. Oh. And if you know anything about Cliff Burton, you'll understand why I say that, man. Alright. After that, we go on to Whiplash! Whiplash. I have heard Jason Newsted sing many of Metallica songs, and interestingly, I've heard him sing some with Megadeth. YouTube is a wonderful thing. Whiplash is the only song I actually enjoy listening to Jason Newsted sing from Metallica. Just because of the way he sings, he kind of just screams more than anything. And I'm not big on the screaming, you know. I honestly like a vocalist that kind of tries to sing a little bit, you know, and that's one of my few complaints when it comes to Newsted. But the song Whiplash itself, great song, great album cut. Um, this is one of those songs that, once again, really love listening to it when the album's going. And I know it's huge for everybody and for a lot of people. For me, it's a good tune, but it's not a huge tune, you know? Then you got Phantom Lord. Phantom Lord for me, just because of it being Metallica and the lyrical content, and it's not totally the lyrical content, just a little bit, but the musical playing and stuff like that. Okay, I'm going to be very clear. There is no bad song on here. If you are into hard rock, heavy metal, there is no bad song on this album. This album is freaking brilliant, okay? However, Phantom Lord is either the weakest or the second weakest song on this album, for the most part, as far as I'm concerned. But that just means it's one of the songs I listen to the least, or I go out of my way to listen to the least. All right, that's all that means. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I'm not saying that this song will not melt your ears, blow your eyes, and make you go, whoa. I'm just saying that there's other songs on the album that do it better. That's all I'm saying. All right. And then we're into No Remorse. Speaking of songs that do it better. No remorse, no regrets. We don't care what it means. Another day, another death, another song, another breath hit the pen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Great tune. Great tune. Love it. All right. The problem with No Remorse is it is followed up by what is, without a doubt, whether you want to believe it or not, the most legendary Play It Fucking Live song Metallica has. And I am talking Seek and Destroy. This song is so legendary that it was the perfect way to open up some kind of monster, and they could still do it to this day, man. I want a proper release. I want to get my hands on a proper release of that mix they do at the beginning of Some Kind of Monster, where they go from the original live. Moving on from that, we got Metal Militia to finish off this album. Now, remember when I said that there was 2 songs on this album that I wasn't sure where Phantom Lord would sit? Metal Militia is actually the other song. And Metal Militia is not a bad song by any stretch of the imagination. It's an album filler for Metallica. And an album filler for Metallica can sometimes be, you know, other bands' best songs ever. So, that says a lot. Personally, myself, I might have shifted the order of some of these songs just a little bit. And it's because of Phantom Lord and Metal Militia that I would do that. And honestly, I'm going to have to think hard on this one, and I'm going to put it up on the screen in editing here. Because there are Hit the Lights has to open the album. It was designed to open the album. It makes sense opening the album. As much as I'm not a fan of the 100% the all right, I do appreciate what they were doing with that. So Hit the Lights has to remain the intro. Some from there, it's kind of building around that. I don't think Metal Militia should have ended this album. It's a good song, but I don't think it's a strong enough song. Really, Seek and Destroy probably should have been the one that ended this album. And if not Seek and Destroy, actually maybe No Remorse. It's kind of hard to say. Like I said, I'll put that up in the menu here. Other than that, what I did not say at the beginning of this review was this is my all-time favorite Metallica album. I actually usually say it's tied with Reload. Go figure on that one, right? I usually say it's tied with Reload as my favorite Metallica album, but if I had a gun to my head and I had to choose between Kill 'Em All or Reload, I am going to pick Kill 'Em All. Even without a gun to my head, if you really press me, Kill 'Em All is going to be my favorite Metallica album. And it's the riffs, usually with bands in their first albums, I kind of, some of them I really like their first albums. Usually it takes a band a couple albums to really get going. This one, though, it has the riffs. And, most of the riffs in this album are really catchy and have great hooks to them, like they're really rememberable. Even the bass solo, anybody that's listened to Anastasia Pulling Teeth, you you know what I'm talking about, you can just close your eyes right now and you can hear it, man, that and then, you're going through that, and then yeah. Love it. Don't do it justice making the noises with my mouth. You have to own this album, as far as I'm concerned. This is one of those Metallica albums that it's a must own. As far as I'm concerned, most Metallica albums, keyword is most, not all albums are must owns. Some you own as a Metallica fan, some you own as a studier of music at the time, some you own as a historian of Metallica, and some albums are Lulu, which I still own, and I have done a review for it, and I've talked about it. But this one's a must own. All right, folks. I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications. That helps out both of us. Comments below. What do you think of the album? What's your favorite Metallica album? I'm interested. There's also a link to Patreon down there. Check that out. Peace. Love. Take care.